Okay, let's see how we go with StreamYards, which will chew up my battery in about 30 minutes. So far, so good, I think. Might just wait and see if anyone comes in. Haven't been live for ages. Oh, I just got a notification I'm live, so I'm watching. There's one person watching and it's me. What a day. What a gorgeous day. It's going to get to 26 degrees here, which is in the 70s, high 70s, I think. Fahrenheit, like 70. Oh, hey Ravens, how you doing? Yeah, it's in the 70s, maybe high 70s. I can't remember if it was 72. Hi Ruth, hi Emily. Oh, there's excited people. All right, I didn't want to head down the road and then have to come back, so I waited on my front landing. So let's go, Groovers. Oh, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a swim because it's really warm. I went for a walk this morning and it was divine. And I was like, why didn't I wear my bathers? I'm out of, you get into that habit over summer. So I chucked my bathers on. I thought, I'll go live and we can have a little chat. Oh no, there's a neighbourhood meeting happening down the road a bit. So I'm going to go and get an iced coffee and maybe something to eat from the little park cafe, and then walk along the beach with you guys and have a bit of a chat, and then I'm going to have a swim. But I'm not going to go live while I'm having a swim. You're having an awesome day too, Emily, that weather-wise up north. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've got a dude walking up the street with his shirt off. I'll try and turn the camera off. Don't want any nudity on YouTube, do we? Oh, it's all happening here. Morning. Hi. PK on the street. Oh, he was cute. Happy cute, like friendly cute. I'll go this way so we don't have the neighbourhood watch meeting people. Morning. See, I thought I'd tootle down to park, grab a drink. They do lovely iced coffees and iced chocolates in like takeaway. I didn't grab my straw. That's all right. I like drinking with straw. Hey, Casper, how you doing, Groover? God, have a break from YouTube and come back and it's like, oh my God, fucking hell. I said to a friend of mine today, who may pop in, she may not, she's on a run out in a remote area, may not have any coverage, but it's just like a soap opera that you can't stop watching, but it's like The Bold and the Beautiful. You can not watch it for a year and go back and it's still the same shit going on. It's I mean, not that I've had a year's break, but even a few weeks, you come back and you're like, wow. Wowza roonies. But I miss you, Groovers. That's why I thought I'd go live. You good, mate? Awesome. So, I don't know, there's a bit of YouTube fuckery. That's why I put it in my heading, because I should have put something positive, like, the sun is shining. Let's rejoice on this fabulous day, which is my god monster's birthday. I'm the godmother to a cat called Kevin McTurd. He's got quite a good following on YouTube, although on Facebook, but his mother's been quite slack of late. So it's Kevin McTurd's birthday today, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, exactly, Casper. Alf is still there. Who's the Alf of YouTube? There's a few, I think. I mean, one thing I've realised is that every community's got its own Alf. But it seems that all the communities have their own dramas going on. I don't think it matters where you're hanging out on YouTube. It's like everyone's there because they've got a common interest. But the same shit that's going on in, like, say, true crime is probably going on in, well, I know it's going on in other communities because I'm in a few. But, you know, like the extreme knitting community probably has the same shit going on as the true crime community's got going on. I wonder if there is an extreme knitting community. I wonder if they get a bit vicious with their pointy needles. We're covering all the deep shit today. So, all right. So some of the fuckery that I've seen, and I'm sure you guys have seen way more than me, these Christmas Amazon lists. Wow. Isn't that a fucking shitstorm? Dumpster fire. Like, I don't know, guys. The true crime is how they all attack each other. Yeah, although I've got to give the true crime community a bit of credit. They're much better at investigating bullshittery and stuff than other communities. And they're also more objective, I think, because they're used to looking at every side of a story. So I do see people in true crime even acknowledging that their sworn enemies are right on things from time to time. The drama community, though, you don't really see that objectivity. Like, if there's an enemy on a drama channel, then everyone that's in that channel in chat are all 100% opposed to that person. Them any credit for anything. They're just 100% wrong and hated all the time. At least the true crimers, I find, have a bit more objectivity and will acknowledge when someone is saying something that's right, even if they don't particularly like that person. The Christmas lists, the Amazon ones, which fortunately for us Aussies, if we were going to buy anyone anything off them, there's not many things you can buy for some reason. But the whole point of them was to let people who are in need put little wish lists, wish being the operative word, that might make their Christmas a bit better or their kids' Christmases a bit better. But holy fuck, there just seems to be dozens of channels just going live, whinging about them the whole time. And if I was in a position to give anyone anything off that list, all the bitching about the list has put me off doing it. It's taken away the whole point of spreading Christmas cheer. So interesting, isn't it? The biggest dramas that I've experienced or witnessed on YouTube have always revolved around money and gifts and helping someone and not helping someone else. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I do a lot of volunteering throughout the year, and, you know, charity begins at home. I'm obviously doing my own bit for Christmas with a local charity who can actually identify people in the area that need legitimate help. But we're all about giving people hampers of food so they can have a really beautiful meal on Christmas Day. And there's another organisation that I put a couple of presents under the tree each year at the ABC, our radio station. They have a giving tree, and they put the call out for things they need, and they always need stuff for teenagers. And you donated to the Smoky P Life Relief. Oh, good on you, mate. I heard Smoky P's grandma died. That's sad. It's so sad when people lose family members so close to Christmas. My grandmother's brother died at Christmas time, and my mum, as a result, wasn't really given the most joyful Christmases because, fair enough, her mum was grieving her brother who died young, which is partly why I think my mum went out of her way to make Christmas amazing for the three of us. But it's terribly sad. I like Smoky P. He cracks me up. He's funny. I like the cheery faces of YouTube, you know. That's sort of who I tend to... I haven't watched him do a live of his own, I don't think. I've seen him on panels a bit. Yeah, the conversion rate is a killer. I sent a YouTuber $50 US in PayPal the other day, and it was $70 Aussie. Oh, shit. Or $60. But Ruth Walton, how are you? That's gorgeous, Ruth. See, I'm all for that. I think, I mean, look, don't get me wrong, I do donate some toys, and usually for teenagers, to the ABC Giving Tree. But I think for people to actually be able to have a beautiful meal, even have enough food, you know, to get them through the festive season. You know, just the thought of them even being able to sit around together and have that meal together, I think is a really lovely thing to do. But I also want to say that the people that I'm helping here and the charities I'm working with here, we're giving things to people that don't have gadgets or Wi-Fi even, you know, like the Amazon list, as lovely as they are, and I know that in America, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, I know in America you can get free Wi-Fi. But people that are online are already in a better position, I think, than, you know, homeless people, for example. You sent $100 and it costs you $140. Yeah, it's not great. It's kind of cool when it comes back the other way, though. Or doesn't it make any difference? No, it doesn't make any difference. I think it's shit in either direction, isn't it? All right, I'm going to have to put the camera down a bit. Just get some stuff. Morning. Good, how you doing? Hi. Let's get a nice coffee and avocado toast with some takeaway. Yeah. That's all today. Thank you. Oh, cool. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. See, love is all you need, guys. I'm going to sit over here in my little spot till my avo toast is ready. Some of our people don't have cooking facilities, so hot milk. Yeah, exactly, Ruth. I never take Troy, I always give. I'm a giver too, Casper, but I've had some givers give me things. Little PayPals for biscuits, treats. Not that I expect anything, but I've got a friend who finds it easier to send PayPal and, you know, buy something for biscuit than buying something and sending it. So, but she's in Australia. and she's a real life friend. She's not a rando. Um, but yeah, I just found the whole Christmas listing. It just left a really bad taste in my mouth. And the people that are on there that genuinely will have a better Christmas if they have some help, I feel like they're being disadvantaged because of all of the bitching and fighting that's been going on. I mean, I've often thought about doing something cool on my channel in the past, like a fundraiser or, have a cause to support or something like that. But you just see what happens when creators try to do something with the best of intentions and how quick it can bite them on the bum. But yeah, just so much fighting going on, and it's really sad because at the end of the day, it's taking away from the whole point of doing this, which is to help people and give them a better Christmas than they might have otherwise had. It saddens me. Still a bit confused about the whole YouTube, but it's also making me think about where I want to take my channel next year. I've realised that in my break that you'll never become a big creator if you try to do things that are positive or uplifting or supportive. So that's what I'm going to do. I'd rather have a small channel where people come and actually have a laugh and fun, and we can talk about all kinds of interesting topics. And yeah, I don't see the advantage in becoming big anyway, because even with 800 and something subs, when my channel was gaining momentum, along with that came so much drama and shit behind the scenes that I didn't need. So I'm happy just to do a little fun, light-hearted channel and just give people a place to come to if they just want to have a laugh and muck around. That's what I want to do. So the list is one bit of fuckery that I observed. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yes. The selective outrage of the YouTube world. So it's been a bit of a problem for me that people take on a cause on behalf of another YouTuber or creator, even though that creator isn't actually saying or doing anything and probably has a completely different attitude about it. Oh, Ruth, send me the link, Dales. Drop it in Messenger. I'd love to check it out. I'm watching lots of positive channels. I just met there's not many that go live though, But I thought, look at the colours today. The colours of the day are pretty stunning. Yeah, I just want to provide a happy little place where we can hang out, have some laughs, and I want actually to have some laughs at the expense of other YouTubers. And talk about their stupidity and silliness. So, for example, the makeup mobster Rudy Nudie thing. There's so many people going live about it. The people that are uploading that video need to be shot in the testicles. Even if they're women, they should be shot in their testicles too. But there's all these people going live and making all these allegations and saying that it happened for a reason. Oh, Mary, hello. Hello, beautiful. Oh, isn't it gorgeous, Ruth? Wait till we get down on the beach. Yeah, so there's all these channels and people going live with very strong opinions about it and, making horrible accusations about how it happened and why it happened and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, Makeup Mobster hasn't said, she's popping up in chats and she's fine. So why are all these channels that don't like her anyway taking on, that's all right, you're not in the shot, taking on all this butter for someone who isn't butter, you know what I mean? Like, maybe represent the opinion of the person who's the subject of it, not what you think. I find that weird too. Well, You know, why do people do that? Why do they take on outrage for someone who isn't outraged? So good to see you gone, girl. I'm very excited. Yeah, the sharing's disgusting. If anyone does see it, just report them. Those channels. Caspertory, I've gone back full circle now, just mostly listening, not participating. Yeah, it's YouTube burnout's a thing. That'll be one of my first topics of conversation next year when my channel gets back. 4th of Jan, everybody. Um, I've actually decided I'm going to use my platform to start, as much as I want to have fun and muck around, I also am going to start talking topics that are actually relevant and interesting, I think. So, yeah, we'll have some, not serious discourse, but we'll have some decent conversations about some stuff as well. It's for views, it always is, gone girl, isn't it? Isn't it interesting? The biggest dramas that you see on YouTube are always revolving around money, whether it's money like people donating money or Amazon wish lists, or it's channels that are doing things purely to make money. Oh, Francesca Harrow, how you doing? I thought I might go live on Christmas morning. I've got Christmas at my house this year, which I'm excited about. I made a Christmas tree out of driftwood. It's like a wall hanging yesterday. It's really bad. I'm not very good at craft, but it looks kind of cool hanging on my wall. But I'm not, when it comes to crafts, I'm not very neat. But yeah, I was thinking I might do, depending on how organised I am. I'm actually spending today just working out how many things I can not, well, pre-make or prepare on Christmas Eve, so that on the day it's really just turn on the barbecue, turn on the oven and start cooking. But I thought I might go for a walk on Christmas morning. So if there's anyone who's having a quiet Christmas, especially guys in the States, subs in the States, and well, in fact, anywhere where COVID's still an issue, if you're having a really quiet Christmas or even spending it on your own, then we'll go for a yummy, it'll be Christmas Eve for a lot of people, but I thought I might go for a walk, or I'll go for a walk on Boxing Day morning when it's Christmas Day for everyone. In fact, I might do both. Yeah. I don't want anyone to feel lonely on Christmas Day. You can't do crafts. I'm not great at them either, Gone Girl. I like to call my work rustic. Which a couple of years ago I went to this cooking school here called the Agrarian Kitchen. And I like things to be a bit chunky when I cook. Not hugely chunky, but I don't do like fine chopping. And the guy that runs the cooking school said, you need to cut that stuff more finely. And I said, okay, I will. I'm a bit rustic. And he said, you know that cooks who call themselves rustic are lazy. It's like, well, I just don't like really finely chopped stuff. It all ends up mushy. If it's a bit chunkier, you can still recognise things. Finely chopped onion can turn into a soup almost. Know what I mean? You're locked in again, Ruth. Francesca, you don't do Christmas. They come from awesome sauce. Awesome, that's great. Yeah, I'm having probably the last big family Christmas at my place for at least 3 years, because my brother has got a job that's taking him to Singapore for 3 years with his wife and his youngest child, my niece Lily, who's 14. Their older boys are staying in Australia. One of them's first year uni and the other one's last year of high school next year. Oh, sorry, Will Jr.'s actually second year uni, but he's moving to Melbourne. Your crafts are abstract. Yeah, look, I don't think my driftwood Christmas tree's going to be considered one of my finer things that I've ever made, but I didn't want to get a tree. A wall hanging tree shaped thing kind of works with my minimalist style. And I had fun walking along the beach and around my garden collecting all the wood to make it. So I foraged. But yeah, it's pretty bad. There's lots of bits of string holding it all together and things are slightly off centre but you can kind of tell it's a Christmas tree. I've put on my shopping list, I'm going to buy a star to put on top of it so that if it doesn't look like a Christmas tree at the moment, which I reckon the star will make it. But I'm actually going to buy a star. I'm not going to make one. I'm going to buy a proper star and put it on the top. Look at the sky. It's like tie-dye. Just waiting for my Avo. Still got 74% battery, so we'll be able to chat for a while yet. What else was I going to say about YouTube? Just some of the things, like, yeah. It's so funny if you stay off YouTube, people that know you from YouTube still let you know what's happening on YouTube, and I'm actually fine with that. They were like, oh, we knew you were having a break. We didn't want to tell you stuff. I'm like, no, some things are good. I'm all for knowledge is power, you know. But yeah, I really think you could switch off YouTube for 3 years and come back and the same shit would still be happening, at least in the communities I move in. See, Francesca, have a beautiful day. My tree will be great, Mary. You're too kind. So thank you so much. So this is the iced coffee I got from Beautiful Pack, and these are recyclable or reusable, and I mean they're the perfect ketchup bottle if you make your own relishes and stuff like that. And I'll show you my look at this, guys. Oh my god. Oh yum, it's got chives and coriander and dill on top. Oh my god, that smells so good. It's going to be really hard to eat that neatly on the beach. So cute too. Look, the takeaway has like a little sticker with a little 30th. All right. I did bring my headphones with me, and because I'm on StreamYard, I can put people on panel. Your maid took your doctor assisted away. Huh? What does that mean? Gone girl. But yeah, I have got my headphones with me, so I can put you guys up on a panel if you want. If I'm going to be eating this toast, I don't mind if the toast goes cold. I mean, it's toasted bread and avocado. It's going to be beautiful whatever time of day I eat it. I might even eat most of it after my swim, but I might have a bit before just so I can give you a review. Ruth, you're starving? Have you moved to Africa? We had a chat the other night about hyperbole, a few friends and I, just some expressions that we use that are ridiculous. And starving was one I mentioned. When people say they're starving, it's like, no, children in Africa are starving. Oh, so your government, hey, took your doctor assistant away? Really? Really, Mary? Oh, my God. I'll have to do some Googling and have a look into that. I don't know if you've seen what's been happening in Tassie or not, but the voluntary assisted dying bill is going through Parliament like it's flying through. It's amazing with very little. Well, there is some opposition, but less opposition than agreement for it to come in. It's been fantastic. I mean, some of the speeches against voluntary assisted dying have been disappointing, to say the least. But crikey, it's not the downside of living at a beach because everyone here loves beaches. But you're going to get to see, this is the most packed and busy the beach has been this year, guys. There's so many people down here. It's pretty cool. But I'm actually going to go down the little track further up. I can't be bothered dealing with a heap of people. Like the people on my chat. In my chat. They've changed the qualifications. You grew up in Africa. Yeah, sorry, it was just an example of hyperbole that we were talking about the other day. It was just beautifully timed by you. Whereabouts in Africa did you grow up? Keen to know. Um, that's terrible news. Go on, girl. I'll do some Googling and have a bit of a read later on today. So my day is as follows. Go down the beach, have a bit of toast with aloe, a bit of, they don't call it smashed avocado at that cafe because they're far too cool. It's simply avocado on toast with feta, mind you. Then I'm going to have a swim, and then I've got to do my meal planning for the week. I'm working tomorrow and Tuesday. So I'm going to try and record 2, maybe even 3 episodes of this podcast, the Smooth Criminal podcast, so that I can have a bit of a breather for the next few weeks. Because I'm working Monday and Tuesday the following week as well, and because my podcast goes up on Wednesdays. So I'm going to try and get at least 2 scheduled, maybe 3, like finish the year. And then I've got to go and buy a star for my tree. And then I'm mapping out my Christmas Day sup and surf with the Dodgers Ferry locals. Why wouldn't you want to? We're a cheery bunch. Yeah, so that's my day. And I'll stand up and surf. That's what sup is. It's not sup for supper. It's the stand-up paddle boards. See? Those things. Yeah, so I've actually got quite a busy Sunday. East Coast, Egypt, down to South Africa. Oh, your sister was born in Zambia. I've got a few friends from Zambia and a few friends from Zimbabwe as well. The Zim and the Zams. Jesus, there's a lot of people down here. Head up to the locals part and we'll be fine. Oh shit, no, there's even, oh my God, the whole beach is covered in people. I mean, it's understandable. This would be a really unfamiliar sight for people that are in countries under lockdown at the moment, I would imagine. This is what a place that is COVID-free looks like right now. This is the most people I have seen on this beach ever. I shit you not, ever. I have lived here for 6 years, and this is the most people I have ever seen down here. It's crazy. And it's still, compared to like a beach in Sydney or Melbourne, it's still pretty empty in some respects. But yeah, I have never seen this many people on the beach ever. I was down here this morning, there were 4 people on the beach at 6:03 a.m. But it is a beautiful day, and maybe people are sick of doing Christmas shopping. You should have got 12 people in here. Hi, old woman. Oh my God, hello. Hi, Cass. Yeah, aren't we spoiled? I do like Australian Christmases. I do like that we have seafood and barbecues and salads and stuff. However, I'm doing a traditional Christmas with a modern twist. I'm doing a turkey. I'm doing a rolled porterhouse steak, but I'm doing quite a lot of my side dishes, and the beef are going to be done in the Middle Eastern spices. And then there's all the sort of traditional trimmings with the turkey. So we're doing carrots and beans and pink eye potatoes, which people always laugh at the name pink eye, but they literally do have little puckered dents on them that are pink, which is how they get their name. It's a Tassie potato that's absolutely beautiful, done with just butter. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited you made this walk. I was going to do a walk that was, let's go for a walk for Gone Girl, and you're here. Oh my God, your father. Tell everyone he was a spy. We all need to start embellishing our life stories. Well, no, actually, better not. The YouTube police, you're a liar, you're a liar. Oh, here we go. Here's another thing about YouTube. I've got so many things I need to say. Well, not need to, just funny shit that I've noticed, observations. Have you noticed that if someone forgets something and says something and they're like, I think that's what I said. No, you didn't say that. And then bang, someone pulls up the recording and then they're like, you're a liar, you're a liar. Well, no, they just fucking forgot. I will be screwed. I will be screwed on YouTube with anything that I said even a week ago that I'm expected to remember word perfect. I'd be fucked. But you know, if you forget something or if you get something wrong, you're a liar. It's a bit fucking harsh. Don't get me wrong. There are some liars on YouTube. But why is everyone automatically called a liar because of one thing? Like people that have never or don't have a reputation on YouTube for being liars, lying sacks of shit, and they're up there on a panel and they say something, you're a liar, you bitch. What's that too? Why does everyone say bitch all the time? Bitch, bitch. My God. Just do they talk like that in real life? That's not an Australian thing. We don't have conversations with people and call them bitch every third word. And if it is an Australian thing, I don't know the Australians who do it. Bitch, liar. Fucking hell. I forgot. You're a liar. No, I'm forgetful. I'm vague. I'm living proof that not all bimbos are blonde. Some of us are brunettes. I would be screwed. Liar. Here's another YouTube thing that cracks me up but annoys the fuck out of me too. Panelists. What's the first thing they say? Can you hear me? Now, look, I know that the platforms that people use on YouTube are unreliable and sometimes you can't hear people, but how about just going, hey, how you doing? And then if nobody responds, go, hello. And if no one responds, go, can anyone hear me? But no. As soon as you're on panel, can you hear me? Oh, fuck. Yes. Yes, motherfucker, we can. And we kind of wish we couldn't. Sorry. These aren't even vents. These are observations. And I'm also going to find myself a little place to stop because I really want to taste this avocado toast. I'll scroll back through chat when I sit down too. Yeah, they don't say bitch much in Canada. No, they don't. None of my Canadian friends drop the bitch word like that. And even when I was in Canada myself, bitch. It's like maybe if you drop the bitch and the fucking bitch and the liar and actually just had a conversation. Oh my God, and the screaming. What's with that? The amount of fired up screaming. I keep thinking someone's going to burst a vessel. They get so fired up. I mean, creators I like get fired up and scream. I'd be like, if anyone in my real life sort of got fired up like that and started screaming at me, I'd be like, okay, we clearly need to talk. So let's talk when you've calmed down a little, turn it down a few notches. Let's chat. And I can tell you with 100% honesty that that is what I do. I did it to my sister once when she was screaming at me when we were young. And then she went off at me about, you think you're so mature. You think you're so grown up. I'm like, no, I don't. I just don't like you screaming. Let's go up here. There's people right in front of my horseshoe in the dunes, which annoys me because, I mean, if you're going to be there, get in the horseshoe because the horseshoe rocks. But they're not. They're right in front of it. I was in the horseshoe last year, which some of you have seen. It's a little indent in the dunes just there, just up there. But I was all set up. I'd packed a lunch. I was here for the day. And this fucking family rocked up and saw me and then started to set up their bloody everything. You know how some people come to the beach and bring like the whole fucking house with them? And they were right in front of my horseshoe. And I was like, hello, I'm right behind you. They're like, you can still get through. I was like, So I moved. And I'm actually glad I moved because they were the first of about 7 families that rocked up, and they had like, I mean, I must admit it was an impressive setup. I couldn't be bothered lugging all that crap down here, but as far as I'm concerned, if I've got my bathers on, I've got lip balm, a hat, sunblock, and a towel, I'm good to go. Let's see what's happened in chat. Isn't it gorgeous though? This is my front yard. I don't take it for granted ever, ever. Tasmania is very beautiful though. Like, it really probably wouldn't matter where I was living. I'd still be taking you to somewhere gorgeous near my house. But I am particularly biased about the beach where I live because it is fucking stunning. And we get whales coming through here. We've had dolphins in the last few weeks. Some days it's got a really big surf. Other days it's like today. It's a great boogie boarding beach. It's a fantastic beach where kids can learn to be nippers and grommets without it being a highly dangerous surf beach. It's quite calm today compared to other days. Although the boogie boarders, you can boogie board on a 1 foot tall wave. It's a gorgeous beach. Old woman, Christmas Eve tradition for me, being from the state of Maine, is lobster stew. How much do you pay, though, for a lobster? Because we call them crayfish here. They are so expensive. Like, crayfish here is such a treat. When I was growing up, my dad did a lot of pro bono legal work, and he often got paid in beer or crayfish. And as a kid, I remember opening the fridge to just seeing it full of crayfish and going, oh, shit. Do you remember the movie Mystic Pizza? The mum worked in like a crayfish, like a fishing, I'm sorry, I'm eating. The mum worked at like down on the wharf cleaning up fish and stuff before they got sold, I'm assuming. And the same thing, that I think Julia Roberts opened the fridge at their house and it's just full of crayfish. She's like, oh, lobster, nothing but lobster. Well, I was the same as a kid. I'd give anything now to open my fridge and have it full of lobster, crayfish. It would mean I was incredibly wealthy for starters. The screams are crazy. Once you start calling names and labelling, they stop listening. Conversation. Exactly. Emily Flotilla. Hello, beautiful. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm going for a swim. I'm not filming me going for a swim, though. I don't think anybody needs to see an almost 54-year-old. I've thought about it a few times. I thought about just setting up the tripod and just... I wanted to have a channel originally called This Is 50, and it was just going to be me doing all this shit as a 50-year-old and not giving a fuck about my imperfections and all the rest of it. And I had this idea of like grabbing my board and just walking down towards the water and having a bit of a swim or a surf or a boogie board. But the problem is I stay out there for ages and someone will probably just come along and steal my phone. I mean, they probably wouldn't. This is probably the safest, one of the safest beaches in the world, I would imagine. But I did see on our community, all this iced coffee is amazing. I did see on the community page the other day that someone had their thongs, not their G-strings, their thongs, their flip-flops stolen from the beach. And I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Who does that? What kind of prick does that? There's quite a few rocky and spiky things you got to walk over to get to your homes and your shacks. Lobster's way better. I disagree, old woman. They're both amazing. I love our crayfish and I love your lobster. So I love all crustaceans. I'm a huge fan of the crustacean. Yes, that's very kind, but I still wouldn't subject anyone to my nearly 54-year-old ass wandering down to the beach, down to the water for a little. I'm just going to only be able to have one bite of this toast. I just want to give a review. Look at this, guys. Avocado and feta on beautiful sourdough. I love avocados. Nature's butter. Yum. They've got chopped chives, coriander, and dill. And then they've got cracked pepper. No salt because the feta's really salty. Oh, go on. I got on camera with you first thing in the morning. No, don't cringe. You were gorgeous, Emily. I love that the first time you ever got up on a panel and cammed up was on my channel. That was the best. And you looked beautiful. Because you are beautiful. It's really yummy, Mary. Mm-mm-mm. Can you hear me crunching? I'm trying to be discreet, but it's so good. I won't turn the camera around so you don't see me. Actually, I don't know how I can turn the camera around now that I'm in stream. Maybe I could. No, I won't. You're going to make a soup, Ruth? So it's Saturday night for you guys, right? What else is there about YouTube we should talk about? Let's do the 12. Let's do 12 days of YouTube and let's do happy things, good things, positive things. I'll start. Oh my God, this is so good. Ruth, I am. Oh, but you made potato leek soup. Yum, old woman. Yum, yum, yum. You need avocado. Avocado's the best, isn't it? I'm jealous of other parts of Australia where avocados grow like weeds. My friend who lives in Byron Bay, every place she's ever lived at has had an avocado tree, and she's just got like boxes and boxes and boxes of avocados. Down here, I pay $3 or $3.50 for one. Here you go, guys. Take a bite. And it's got the best herbs on it. Like dill. Oh, dill's best if people know how to use it. Like tarragon. Less is more. I love chives. Mm. And I love coriander as long as it's chopped up finely. Oh, you guys would call it cilantro. Some of you guys. It's the most divisive herb on the planet. I don't like it texturally if it's just a leaf. So if I go to a restaurant and they just bonk a leaf, like, or a sprig, I don't eat it. But when I lived in Vietnam, we did a cooking school one day, and I had a chat to the woman. She was Canadian. Oh, hang on, no, she was Thai, and she was married to a Canadian dude. And we were chatting about coriander, cilantro, and I said to her, I do a lot of Thai cooking at home and I absolutely love it, but I always chop up the coriander really, really finely. Like, it's one of the few things I actually do chop really finely. I said it completely changes everything about it. It changes the texture, it changes the flavour. It's still got a recognisable flavour, but it's nowhere near as strong or in your face. And she looked at me and she said, that's how you're meant to use it. And I've converted so many people to coriander who've spent their whole life disliking it, including me. Oh, Cass, I'd love you to. Music reaction videos, they're fun, Emily. There's a channel I watch, although I think the guy originally started out watching stuff he hadn't seen before or songs he didn't know, but it looks now like he's watching stuff he does know. There's no way he would know Bohemian Rhapsody, for example. Good old Tim Minchin. I nearly quoted Tim Minchin in I don't know, on a YouTube channel last night, and then I didn't because I didn't think people would necessarily appreciate it. But it was one of the channels that was carrying on about the lists again, having a good old wine. So I nearly wrote, in the words of Tim Minchin, there are children in Africa starving to death, but you don't hear them whinging. Yeah, dill and eggs. And, oh, a bit of smoked salmon as well. Mm, mm, mm. Ruth, yeah. I mean, that's all those advantages of living in a warm tropical climate. I miss all of that from Vietnam. There was just shit hanging off trees everywhere. And you just, like, Jim and I would ride our bikes. We had bikes and we also had electric bikes because sometimes we wanted to go, half an hour, 40 minutes away on an electric bike. So on a push bike, it would have been more like, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we used to just stop on the side of the road and be like, let's have a mango. Ooh, let's have a banana. It was amazing. But the downside is you've got to put up with everything being damp all the time, mosquitoes. There are people growing avocados in northern Tassie now, and I promise this is the second last mouthful. I'm gross. I can't stop eating it. It's so good. I gave my friends the Andes a banana tree last year, and it takes 2 years for them to get a banana, and they said they've already got a banana coming through. It's indoors, but it's a fucking tree. The other thing I miss about Vietnam, though, is the coconuts. Oh my God. Coconuts are one of my absolute favourite things in the food groups, in the food chain. Oh my God, they're good. For so many different reasons. coconut water, coconut milk, coconut cream, the actual flesh of the coconut, the shredded coconut that I eat nearly every day on my coconut yogurt and granola. Yeah, there's always a trade-off when you're in the tropics. Having all of that amazing food at your fingertips is incredible, but it comes with such a big price. And I like dry climates, like here. People think Tasmania is really wet. I don't know why. Probably because it's quite green, but it's not. It's actually a dry climate. We don't have humidity, and when we do get a day that's humid, everyone can't cope. We all feel like we're suffocating. I might put my headphones on and see if anyone wants to jump up and say good day. Let's do that. Since I've lugged them down here, I might just have a swig of my iced coffee too. Oh, I'm connected. I hope you guys can still hear me. Can you hear me? See, I think that's when it's warranted. It's like when you put on headphones and because it suddenly sounds very different. Tori is very happy. There are a lot of happy dogs, lots of happy dogs. So it's already started. If you look this direction, you'll see lots of happy dogs. And then when we go that way, no dogs. And that's because right where my sign is, which is just over there in the dunes, from that point that way up until before the surf club is the dog walking part of the beach during summer. But because there's so many more people here during summer and kids and stuff, the ends where the surf clubs and the car parks are, there's no dogs, which is fair enough. No one wants their summer ruined by that kid getting mauled by a chihuahua. Oh yeah, peanuts. I'm gonna have to subscribe to your channel, Cass, and keep an eye out for your snow videos. Yeah, no, it's not humid here because we're in very southern Tasmania, or southern Australia, but I'm also in southern Tasmania. We're 42 degrees south from the equator, so if you Google 42 degrees north and sort of find a state in the US that would have a similar kind of climate. But we don't get snow, like we get snow on the mountains down here, but once every 6 years it might snow at sea level where I am or in Hobart. Biscuit is great. Although, poor little thing, she got, I keep turning the camera so you get a slightly different view. Oh, did anyone want to pop up? Hang on, I'll put the link in chat. Oh, how do I do that? I don't have a chat. What's this layout? Oh, no, it's that. Guests. Quite a guest. Probably the clipboard. But I can't add a chat. The screen is can I reduce it a little bit? Okay, I can't put a I've had people up on panel before, but there's not. I can't scroll down. Hang on, I'm seeing if this works. Okay. No, I still don't have a chat box for some reason. Post a comment down. Okay. Not letting me post the link. Oh, okay. Guests. Invite a guest. Copy the clipboard. I'm going to have to turn it this way. Sorry, guys. It's probably really painful for you, but post a comment. And I'm trying to do the usual post from my clipboard, and it. No, shit. No. It's not letting me do copy of in paste. I don't know how I did that last time. Sorry, guys. That sucks. Oh no, severe rotator cuff tendonitis. Oh my god, you poor thing. I've got tendonitis in my Achilles tendon. It's so painful. So Biscuit is gorgeous, but she's had me at her disposal. Not well, sometimes 24/7. I usually go out because I'm on a couple of boards and been studying and I volunteer and stuff. But she's had me to herself a lot in the last 12 months. And I've been working for the last couple of weeks, and I think we've had a bit of separation anxiety going on. So she's been getting a lot of special attention, even though I've got her a new scratching post for Christmas. I bought one ages ago and to replace hers because she loves them. She's a pole dancer. And she'd completely destroyed it. So I bought this other one, and then I went online to find one. I really wanted one that I'd seen before that was more beach housey looking. I'm not really a fan of the carpet and the colours of some of the scratching posts that you can get. So I was looking for that anyway in my travels. I found this one it's like a cherry. It's a big red ball with a big green stalk coming out of it. And I thought, oh, that's really cute, and it suits my decor. So it's not all about Biscuit. So I ordered her that for Christmas, and then was going to either donate or give away the other one to someone in the area. But I thought I'd have a look at it first, and it's actually much higher than the one that she's had for a long time. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll let her have that one, and then when the new one arrives, I can put the blue one, which suits her enclosure, because everything in her enclosure is blue. She's got a blue rug. She's got lots of sort of fish toys and fishing rods with little fish dangling off them, and all of her blue balls. Don't take that the wrong way, people. So I thought, yeah, I'll put the newer one out in her enclosure, and then I'll just get rid of the other one that just leaves crap all over the floor. A temporary colostomy bag in a week. Yuck. Yeah, not great, Gone Girl. I'm sorry, we've got to go through that. I've got a friend who's very sick with bowel and liver cancer, and she had one for a few months, and then it started causing her so many more problems. They've actually removed it. She had a thing that was sticking out of her abdomen. I wish I could remember the name. She actually named it. I'm actually going to take my headphones off because it's sort of making me feel weird, and I can't add you guys anyway. I don't know why. It's not going to be fun for you, Gone Girl. I'm so sorry because I'm seeing it happening with my beautiful friend at the moment. But just be your amazingly positive and cheery self through this. I mean, my beautiful friend, maybe a year or two ago, in a conversation when people were talking about cancer, she said, "Oh, I just hope if I get cancer, I just hope I don't get bowel cancer because she can't handle anything to do with poo." And she's like, "I can't believe it's the cancer that I got," but she's also got stage 4 liver, which isn't great. She's younger than me. But I bought a slow fast cooker or a fast slow cooker a few months ago. And I've also now got an Instapot coming because as much as I love the fast slow, which is basically a slow cooker and a pressure cooker in one, there's still things with it that I can't do. So I've also now I had enough points to buy an Instapot. And I follow a channel on YouTube called Six Sisters, and they do all these amazing Instapot recipes. And I only got the 3-litre one because it's just me. But I've been cooking up a heap of food for her and her partner so that they get nights off. They don't need to cook. She hasn't got much of an appetite, but her partner does. So, yeah, the Instapot and the fast slow cooker are going to be bloody getting a run every weekend or every 2 weeks. I do these massive cook-ups every 2 weeks, and I take a huge bag of containers with lots of different things that I've made for them. But you've got lots of love and support here. Go on, girl, you know that. A stoma. That's what Caroline had sticking out of her abdomen. A stoma. And it caused a lot of problems. And they removed it. She only had it, like it was temporary, like for you, while she was recovering from the operation where they removed part of her bowel. But the last time she came out of hospital, she had this other thing that she was wearing around her neck. And it was kind of a vacuum. It was like vacuuming out excess fluid. So she sort of had it like on her, around her neck on a rope or a string, but then it was connected further down, and yeah, it was vacuuming out fluid. It's kind of weird. Oh, thank you, Emily. I know I've always got friends that are sick. It sucks. It really does suck. But it's life, you know. You get into your 50s, and I mean, I've lost friends my whole life. My first friend died when we were 3, and I hate to say it, but it's been pretty constant my whole life. Apart from my school years, there was one girl at our school who died while we were still at school, and then another girlfriend of mine died the year after we finished school. But yeah, apart from my school years, they were relatively okay. But from that point on, it's been pretty constant. Yes, the soft food diet. So I'm making them lots of, all the sort of slow cooker and pressure cooker things I've made. But I'm really excited about the Instapot because you can do a lot more with an Instapot. And I've been following these girls for, maybe 2 years. And I watched them making all of this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, I want one. And you couldn't get them in Australia till recently. But Amazon Australia had them, and they had them for half price. So I paid I didn't pay, I had points. It was like $100. I was like, yep, I'm getting that. It's okay, gone girl. I'm very pragmatic when it comes to life and death stuff. You kind of have to when you lose a lot of people. You know, makes me appreciate every day that I have more. But doesn't it suck that for all of us to learn big life lessons, something really bad has to happen? It's been interesting with COVID. I think the planet. I personally am not going to do a live on New Year's Eve saying "fuck off 2020." I think so much good has come out of this year too, and I think people, unfortunately, only learn important life lessons when something really bad happens. And it sucks that we're like that. It sucks that we can't just listen to a story and learn from it. It's almost like we have to experience it. Um, but I've seen so many positive changes with the planet, and I'm going to be doing a gratitude New Year's Eve. God, my viewers have dropped off significantly. Everyone was here for the avocado on toast. Now I'm getting all deep and meaningful. Everyone's abandoning me. So, yeah, I want to do a really lovely bring in 2021, but look at what we've learned from this year and look at all the positives. Like, I think it's incredible how the environment has been given a chance to heal or, do some good healing. I mean, it's not fully healed, but just seeing the environment bounce back, nature bouncing back was beautiful. I think people being forced to spend time at home and realise they've got a heap of shit at home that doesn't make them happy, and downsizing and getting rid of all of that stuff's a positive. And, an uncluttered home is an uncluttered mind, so they say. I love that the sense of us all being part of a global community is now very prominent, and it just wasn't. It hasn't been in my entire lifetime. It's just been us in our country looking at what's been going on in other countries, but we're all so united now. A lot of people have lost so much this year, and in the most horrible way, like to not be able to be with family members and loved ones when they're dying, and not to be with them when they die, and not to be able to even send them off with a decent funeral. And yet there's people whinging that they didn't get to go to Queensland, or they didn't get to go on the cruise, or they didn't get to fly interstate to stay with a friend or catch up with a family member. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people are not allowed to be disappointed that they've missed out on something. But everyone has missed out on something this year, right? Pretty much. And at the end of the day, the things I've missed out on are minor compared to the families in Italy where there are children about to spend their first Christmas without any of their family members left. At the start of COVID, when it was sort of taking off in America, I was watching on in horror. But now, towards the end of the year, I've got a lot of people in my life who have lost somebody or has a family member currently fighting it. Awesome, God, girl. Yeah, you're right. And I think it has united us. I will, Emily. I will put it up. This was a bit impromptu. When I go live from the beach, I just sort of set it up and head out the door, but I will definitely do that. I think because this is such a small channel, I don't really feel anyone's going to see it. It blows my mind that people are even subscribed to Smooth Criminal. I've only got like 200 subs, so thank you for joining me. Exactly. People have been kinder to each other. Yeah, and people do get, there's so many people that Tasmania didn't have a COVID case for like over 100 days. And because we had the advantage of learning from other countries, there's actually 4 active cases, I think. I haven't checked the news in the last few days. I try not to, but I need to actually start getting the paper because there's stuff happening where I live and I've got no fucking idea. So I'm going to get the paper. I'm going to get it delivered so I can go out in my dressing gown in the morning and collect the paper. But we've actually got 4 cases of a family that were repatriated from India. So, I mean, that was kind of to be expected that was going to happen with repatriated families. But we've been so lucky here, so fortunate, and we've had to sort of watch on in horror. And I almost feel like, I feel great empathy for everyone that's been so badly affected by it, but I also feel, I don't know how to word this, but we've had such a unique experience. Like, we've really not, even Australia has really not been hit hard by it, even with some pretty strict lockdowns in some states. we've been very, very lucky. It's hard to imagine, or fortunate, not lucky, because the scientists and medical professionals in our government, state and federal, were able to learn from other countries and implement what other countries were doing that was working. But it's almost hard. Like, I feel so sorry for people and what they're going through, but I also feel so privileged, I guess is the word I'm trying to think of, that of how it panned out here. But it almost makes me feel underqualified to comment on how other people in other countries must be feeling about it, I guess. But here we've got oh God, 3 people in your family. I'm glad to hear they're all okay. 10,000 in your state, Jesus. See, I mean, Australia, we haven't had 10,000 deaths in the whole country. I don't even think we've had 10,000 cases. I haven't looked at the COVID stats for ages. I used to go live about it a lot when it first started. And see, that's the thing, like, that kind of graphic figure, I mean, I haven't had that experience. So it's not that I'm underqualified to comment, but I do empathise and I do feel for everyone. But I just also feel like people would be entitled to turn around and say, you've got no fucking idea what this is like here in Australia. And it's like, well, you're right, I don't. Doesn't mean I can't read and listen and feel compassion for people in this situation, but it's just such a big thing that none of us have lived through. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is I don't have first-hand experience of the scale of it. I don't know how living in a country living in a state where 10,000 people have died, how that feels to you. Yeah, the vaccine's causing all kinds of fights on social media, isn't it? My child-free group, bloody hell, there's a thread about that. And someone just asked, would you be prepared to be in the first round of people having the vaccine? That was it. And it turned into the biggest dumpster fire. Some people were saying, I'm cautious, I do want to have it, but I want to wait and see. And then there were other members going, you fucking anti-vaxxers, I hope you die, you cunts. It's like, whoa there. I know people have very strong opinions about anti-vaxxers, but somebody's saying they're happy to wait for round 2 just to see? Fuck. It's full on. I'm fascinated with the COVID stuff. I know it's scary, but I just see so much good that's come of it as well. But again, I'm coming from a place of privilege in that I'm not in a state where 10,000 people have lost their lives to it. So it's probably easier for me to see the positives. But then Emily's mentioned a positive in chat, maybe more than one. And she's also in a state where 10,000 people have died. So it's not just me sitting on a little island that's barely been touched by it. When I'm at home with home care, it scares me. I take it for 3 months. And that's the thing, it's a choice. I've never had the flu vaccine in my life until this year. It's not because I'm an anti-vaxxer. It's because every year when a flu vaccine has come out, all of my friends who've had it have ended up being unbelievably sick. And I've had jobs where getting unbelievably sick and not being able to work for a couple of weeks was, in my naive opinion, highly detrimental. In hindsight, I wish I'd taken the risk and been, if I was sick for a couple of weeks, well, that's what sick leave is for. But I was so committed to my job, and the thought of somebody else having to do my work for 2 weeks, I just chose not to have it for that reason. Anyway, I finally got it this year because a friend of mine who's a doctor was like, yeah, this year's the year you really should start thinking about getting it. In fact, you should get it. Not even thinking about it, get it. He, as a doctor, is exposed to all kinds of shit in hospitals. So as a rule, he prefers to be more herd immunity with how, with all the bugs that he gets exposed to. But he was like, it's now mandatory for us to have them as well, which it never was before, interestingly, with the medical profession. Um, so I had it, and I had absolutely no reaction at all. Nothing, like nothing. And I was told when I had it, if you do have any symptoms, you still got to call the COVID hotline, even though it's highly likely it's because of your flu shot. But you still need to call them if you have any symptoms. And luckily, I didn't have one. I was ready to call them and say, just had my flu shot. These are my symptoms. But it didn't affect me at all. Which was weird, but great too. But yeah, I'm not anti-vaxxer. I did not have the flu shot because I'm anti-vax. I'm an anti-vaxxer. I just didn't have it because I didn't want to take 2 weeks sick leave. And I didn't want to take annual leave to get a flu shot and spend 2 weeks sick on annual leave. So I kind of thought I'll wing it and hope for the best. But now I will be getting it every year because getting COVID and the flu together, that would not be fun. And the flu shot's only covering you for some flus anyway. It's not covering you for all of them. Ruth, you're a walking vaccine. Yeah, I just didn't. I worked for companies that paid for their staff to get it. And everyone would go off in the same week and get it, and then there'd be like me and one other person in the office for 2 weeks because everyone was homesick. I used to say, a good thing we didn't all go and get it done in the same bloody week. But one office that I worked for had a staff of 10, and there were literally 2 of us, maybe not for the full 2 weeks, but for the bulk of 2 weeks, we were there on our own because all the people who had the flu shot got really sick. So that's why I didn't get it. And then they all kind of came back to work and, life went on. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, the flu shot in Australia this year, I don't know if I just got lucky, but it didn't affect me at all. Not one thing. Oh, it's getting really warm here. I might have to end this shortly. I want to jump in the water. And I've brought my book down with me, talking about Biscuit, because I've only got like 4 chapters of this book to finish, and I've got another book lined up to read that I really want to. I've started reading it. I'm going from a fiction book to a book about burnout, which I'm really enjoying, but I really want to get on with it because it's got music therapy and stuff in it, and I love my music, so I'm a bit excited about that. Planet Sunshine, hello, gorgeous. Yeah, that's a smart idea, Emily. I agree with Gone Girl. That's really smart. I think, flu shots these days or nowadays are going to be, people are just going to be getting them as well because, yeah, flu and COVID combo wouldn't be good. God, we've had killer flus here in the last few years anyway, just on our own without even looking at the COVID factor. So yeah, I brought my book down with me because Biscuit has a very set routine. She's got a bit of separation anxiety, and I like to jump into bed and read a couple of chapters of my book before I go to sleep. But because of the separation anxiety that she's been having, she's clinging to me like a little shadow. And for a while there, I wasn't able to read in bed. Like, I'd get into bed and just pass out. I was so tired all day. So the second I got into bed, I was just like, thank God I'm finally in bed and I'd sleep. And I turned the bedside lights off, and Biscuit got used to that. And she hasn't adjusted well to me now enjoying reading in bed. So she gets up on the bed next to me until she thinks I'm nearly asleep, and then she gets down. I've got a trunk at the end of my bed and she sleeps on that. It's pretty cute. But I've been turning the light off on her side of the bed just so the light doesn't bother her, but she gets really stroppy and covers her eyes with her paws and she sighs. She's like, and then she'll get the shits and have a throw a tantrum, and storm out of the room. And it's like, oh God. And I don't want her pissed off with me because she's already pissed off with me that I've been going to work. So it's been really hard for me to read in bed is the point of this story. And I've brought my book down with me so I can finish the last 4 chapters and then spend Sunday afternoon back up at the house with her. I've got lots of things I'd like to get done today. So I'll be pottering around the house. And yeah, the main thing I'm doing is my list of, this is how nerdy I am, but I am cooking for 11 people and I am cooking a lot of food. But I sit down with all of the recipes and work out what days to buy things, what days to prepare things, all that sort of shit. So she'll have me all to herself this afternoon. We'll chat a little bit longer. And then I'm going to have a swim. I wish I'd taken my sundress off though. Ugh. Doesn't the sun feel amazing on your skin after a winter? Like, don't get me wrong, we've had plenty of sunny days already. But I just love that feeling in winter. Even in the middle of winter, if you get a sunny day and you can wear shorts or a singlet top, tank top, and just that feeling of sun on your skin, I love it. I love it. Makes you feel amazing. Everyone's bailing. That's all right. Those of you that are hanging around. Anyone got any news you want to share before we finish or chat for a few more minutes? Yeah, anyone got anything they want to talk about? Thank you. I'm so stoked, Gone Girl, that you were able to join. I swear to God, I was going to do a walk for Mary was going to be my title. And then for some reason I thought, let's talk about YouTube fuckery, which was good to get to chat about that. It didn't take long. But my whole point of the YouTube fuckery was that it's like the days of our lives. It's the days of YouTube or the bold and the beautiful. I seriously think you could take a year off YouTube or 2 or 3 and go back to the communities you used to be part of and the same shit will still be going on. Emily, gorgeous to see you. Happy holidays right back at you, beautiful. Oh, poor Ruth. My brother's got the more sort of British complexion. So is my sister. My dad had that kind of British. I mean, he wasn't British. Well, I mean, our family came from India, from Ireland and Scotland, but 7 generations ago on both sides of my family. But my mum's side of the family's got some olive skin, and I've got the white English complexion in winter, and then in summer, I've got the olive skin that goes brown pretty quickly. But my brother and sister both burn. I mean, they do end up with tans if they're sensible about it. But unfortunately, if they go like skiing or something, my brother always is the person that has the red face with the white goggles. Look. But yeah, so we're having our last big family Christmas together because my brother and his wife and their youngest child are moving to Singapore in January for 3 years. You're awesome, Gone Girl. So are you, Planet Sunshine. So are you, Emily. So are you, Bruce. So is everyone else who joined me on this beautiful day. I am very excited about jumping in the oceans, though. I might wait for the smoking hot chick in the bikini to come out before I go in so that people aren't doing like a before and after comparison. It is the days of YouTube. Emily's got Irish, redhead, Dutch. I know, isn't it funny? Like, you sort of think, couldn't we look back at our ancestry and select what we want for our life? Like, I would love to be black. I would love to have dark brown skin because I love white. I love white clothing. I mean, I'm hopeless in white clothing. I can sit in a far corner of a restaurant in a white shirt or dress or something, and a waiter will come out and trip, and this wine glass or bottle will go flying, and it will cover me in the farthest corner of the restaurant. I will put on something white and spill something on me within 5 minutes of putting it on. But I thought about it the other day. I was like, wouldn't it be nice if you could look at your ancestry and say, okay, I want that, 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 that. You could select what you have. But yeah, I would love to have brown skin so I could wear white because it looks so gorgeous on black people and brown people and cafe latte people. But white on white, like heading into summer, I've got all this gorgeous white stuff, which I know in the middle of summer when I've got a bit of a tan will look gorgeous. And I'm not a sunbaker. I just get brown because I walk on the beach. And I wear sunblock. But yeah, I would love to head into summer and go, right, summer clothes and put on something white and look incredible in it from the first day of summer. I would love to have darker skin. I'd still want my icy blue eyes though as well. Even though like now when I'm live on YouTube, my eyes are hurting because I'm wearing glasses, not sunglasses. We've got a bit of ranger in our family, Ruth, a bit of ginger. It's a bit of ginger. My auntie, Madeline, when she was giving birth to her second child, the doctor said, do you want a boy or a girl? And she said, I don't really care as long as it doesn't have red hair because there's a bit of red hair in our family. And out popped a head with the brightest red hair imaginable on my nephew, on my cousin Guy, who's absolutely stunning. But yeah, I think Madeline might have regretted saying that. As long as he doesn't have red hair, or as long as she knows she's having a boy or a girl. And this bright red head popped out. But he's gorgeous. He looks a bit like Prince Harry. He used to get asked if he was Prince Harry when he was younger. Because Prince Harry is a gorgeous redhead. There's a lot of beautiful redheads. There's a girl I went to school with who's dropped in gorgeous, and I was so jealous of her for having beautiful red hair. But yeah, I'm going to go and have a swim, and then I'm going to read my book, and then I'll head up and see how Miss Biscuit's doing. I'll have the rest of my avocado on toast while I read my book. And thank you so much, everyone who was here at the start. Those of you that are still here at the end, love you guys to bits. I'll give you one last pan of the beautiful beach and the sky. I wanted to take you guys up on the bluff actually because the water, it's not that obvious from ground level, but it's becoming that beautiful turquoise that you get over summer because the sky is a different sort of blue to the winter sky. But isn't it beautiful? So I'll have a swim for all of you. Love you heaps. Stay groovy. Take care out there. And my parting message is there's a lot of good on YouTube, and we will talk about that on New Year's Eve. We'll talk about all the positives about YouTube. And I'll start with one prematurely now, and it's you guys. You're gorgeous. And channels are nothing without subs. And while there's a lot of subs out there that are dickheads, I am so lucky that I've got the coolest subs on YouTube. Karina, hello. I'm just signing off. You're late. I'm about to have a swim. But good to see you very briefly. You did miss me. I missed you too, though. But I'll see you again very soon. And the 4th of January, my main channel's back up from my strike. I keep, once in a blue moon, I go in there, go backstage until, like YouTube studio, hoping that by some miracle the strike has gone. But nope, still there. So the 4th of Jan. But I love you guys. I'm getting really hot, so I'm going to go and have a swim. Take care, everyone, and stay groovy. And we'll see you around the days of our YouTube.